price action live at TradersPost for December 9th, 2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside no one for today. That's right, it'll just be me here representing TradersPost crew. Well, up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TradersPost, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TradersPost has got you covered. Today's stream is brought to you by Blue Sky, the best-in-class prop firm that offers same-day activation, daily payouts, and no max restrictions. Visit bluesky.pro and sign up for your first prop firm account today and trade futures like never before. That's Blue Sky, BLUSKY.pro today. Guys, it is the Christmas season. Festivus is in the air. People are gearing up for all their holiday treats. And so markets are going to be, as you might imagine, a little bit more subdued, a little bit less volume, a little bit less trading time. Same thing here at TradersPost. What is interesting is that the Santa Claus rally doesn't seem to be happening. It seems to be gone here. We are in chop territory. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the levels that we have over here. So first of all, I always like looking at the dollar. Let me just fix this chart here so we can see a little bit more of what's going on. All right, well, so we have here on the dollar, this is what I was sort of like worried about. We had the dollar fall down into neutral territory. That's where I have a neutral trend here. However, we did bounce off of a longer term support right around here on the DX futures at around 98.85, and we're bouncing up from over there. So if this makes it back up above the monthly average and into bullish territory, well, then we can have the upside target for the DX futures at 101.14, which would be pretty bad for equities. But if we fall, things will be better. So we'll see. I'm seeing that being reflected in all kinds of different equities. So if we take a look here at oil is down to 58.76. This is the range here, if I'm not mistaken, that Mike likes to trade it, because oil likes to stay within this within a certain channel, and so when you get to the lower end of that channel, you can get a bounce, and then vice versa from the top. But it is showing a weakening, lower highs here, which is recessionary. If we take a look here at gold had a parabolic run from, really for the last year, but from August of 2025 up to a high here of 44.40, let's call it, on futures, and we've been trying to see if we can reclaim it ever since. Of course, if the dollar goes up, it's possible that the gold pulls back pretty dramatically, which is what we normally see when we have when we do have a crash, like some sort of event that happens in financial markets that causes a huge drawdown. Gold generally participates with that and then recovers pretty quickly afterwards. So if you're a gold bug, maybe you hope for a pullback so that you can get a better entry. But if we take a look at further equities, Bitcoin is still doing its Bitcoin thing. We are in a bear flag, so this is very classic, this pattern here, and this generally means there would be a continuation to the downside. I know there's all this talk about upside potential, like I get it, but we have to see it in the chart. Like, price action tells us what's going to happen, and there's no point in us just putting on our hopium hats and trading accordingly. 1 second here, folks. Aventura's here in the chat. What's up, Tom? Sorry I'm late. Don't worry about it. Just so happy to see you here. No problem. Let's just make sure this is running fine. All right, perfect. So we have that happening for the dollar. And if we take a look at NASDAQ, which is what I'll be trading today, we do have what looks to be a lower high. The levels that I'm looking at here is a pullback to 25,559, which is well on the way. We're almost there. If it bounces there, then yeah, we can grind up or rocket up to new all-time highs. Who knows? But if we don't, we break down lower, then 24,979 is the level that I'm looking at for today, and potentially even if we're going to get full on, skies falling, 23,740 to the downside. Let me take a look at what's happening here for our setup. All right, so I am running automated strategies, as you might imagine here at Traders Post. That's what I run, and it's been interesting. It's been an interesting experience because, hey, Benjamin Blue, nice to have you here. Interesting experience because it is definitely far less stressful. Now, because I normally previously traded Bitcoin futures, we don't have the crypto futures on the Traders Post platform yet. I never really focused too much on setting up automated strategies other than for buys for different assets for long-term portfolio. But with prop firms, and I'm using Topstep, it's been a game changer because I'm so less stressed. I'm so much less stressed now. My trades get executed reliably, and I can just focus on building strategies that work accordingly. So I've just been in the strategy mill, building out these strategies. I'm running right now. It's not doing particularly well today. Well, yesterday I actually lost 366. Last week it was up 783. And we'll see what it does for the rest of the week. On average, it is about a 60 to 64% win rate for this strategy. And so I'm looking to eke out some gains. It should reach to the profit target that I want over the next month. And if it doesn't, well, I'll retool accordingly. But I've also been using a lot of our tools right now. If we go into your accounts, into your indicators tab at the back end of Traders Post, you're going to see, wait, let me see if I can make this more visible. All right, no, I can't see that. Let's do it like this. All right, never mind. The screen's not showing it to me. So in the back end here of indicators, you're going to see on the sidebar, we do have the build your own PineScript agent strategy, a tool for Cloud Code, as well as some of the strategies we've been talking about, or the tools for strategies we've been talking about. So we have Midnight VWAP. We have under strategies, the super negative RR strategy from that was inspired from ForexIke. So ForexIke talked about this super negative RR strategy, which I loved. So I'm going to want to set that up because I think it's something like an 80% success rate, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a quick look at that before markets open here. What were the results? Super negative. This was on MNQ on the what time frame? Yeah, 50-minute time frame. 79% profitability, 150 trades since February. Let's do that over the last 30 days. Let's see what that does. Yeah, so 14 trades over the last 30 days, 85% profitable, 25% gain on a, how big of an account? $5,000 account. Let's see what it would have done on a $2,000 drawdown. Not bad. Yeah, might run this strategy. Interesting. But anyways, those scripts are there, and of course you can take a look at the code to make it your own. All right. Nice to see you, NPC World. Benjamin Blue says, I have some bots that still need work, but I have found them really useful as just notifications. So when they show an entry, I look at all my live chart confluences to see if it's a good live trade. Worked really well last week. Hopefully today we'll be moving. Yeah, I totally get that. That's one of the reasons why I like the midnight strategy. The midnight VWAP. That was inspired from Mustang Trader. So you use this as a, actually, do I have another one here? Let me see. Yeah, here it is. So generally speaking, it's been pretty good at detecting the trend, because what I take a look at is the difference between the overnight session and the session VWAP in order to see what the trend is. So last night it was like bullish but fading, and this morning we're in bearish territory since we're starting green. And so I'm expecting a down move, which is unfortunate because I'm currently in a long right now for Bitcoin, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get out of that without losing. Oh well. Benjamin says, I'm aiming for home runs today on this Topstep combine. Going to hit P2T, so 4.5 thousand. Nice. PT. What's that again? Oh, your profit target. I keep meaning to check that midnight VWAP, but I'm swimming in strats. I've started drowning, really. Yeah, totally. I get it. I was actually trying to automate the system. If I take a look here at, I know market's open and we're dropping, but I do have my automated strategies running. So let's see here. What was the midnight strategy? The midnight strategy was... Yeah, I didn't set it up exactly well. Are there any other options here? Let's call it a $2,000 account. One micro. Let's see here. We had it at... a smaller stop loss. Worse results. Bigger stop loss. Better results. Anyways, it was great for trend. So the trend today is bearish. So let's see what's going on. Okay, that is some selling pressure we got going on there. I love taking a look at both Bitcoin and NASDAQ. Let's make this a little easier to see. Personal daily profit target. Okay, right. In my dreams, we can edit TradingView Pine directly in VS Code. Well, you can do that. You can edit TradingView, well, not directly. I did set up a system where if you use the browser MCP, so 1 second, let me show you here. Can I show it to you? So Chrome MCP. So if you use the Chrome DevTools MCP, you're able to have your AI tool, so let's say Cloud Code or Gemini or whatever, inside of VS Code, access the browser and just update the code. So I'll have my AI directly paste. I'll make changes to the code and I'll have a hook that'll have it go and update that script in TradingView automatically, save it, and I can see it on the chart. It's not exactly fast, but it's interesting. All right, so Bitcoin is fighting back on the bullish route. God, I'm in the long right now, so we'll see what happens there. I'm not particularly optimistic, but we'll see what happens. We are near a support zone here, this VWAP level of 25,554 on the NASDAQ. So we could have some upside potential here. I need to get off Chrome anyways. Well, I just use Chrome for when I need to use MCP servers. That's the only thing I use Chrome for. You wanted to show that again so you can try? Yeah. So if you go to, it's the Chrome DevTools. Let me put this in the chat. So if you use Chrome DevTools with your AI system, what happens is that what you need to do is have your TradingView opened in the Chrome browser. I don't want to do it here because I know the sensitive information. I'm not sure what will show up. But essentially, what the Chrome DevTools does is that you, in your AI tool, you ask it, this is the command. Let me show it to you. So you have to open, so you open your, I'm on a Mac, so I run this command in my terminal in order to open up my Chrome on remote debug and port 9222. You need it on this for the Chrome DevTools to work. So once you do that, and then you add the Chrome DevTools MCP to your Cloud Code, then you're going to be able to ask Cloud Code or any AI system to go and it'll be able to see your browser tabs and then go and make edits and check the console and do whatever it needs to do. So it has full control or almost full control of your browser, the DOM and all that. Why are your VWAPs different? It's driving me crazy when here. I don't know. Are my VWAPs different? This is VWAPs being calculated off of MNQ. If you mean this my blue line over here, I don't know. They shouldn't be any different. They are. Is there anything different in the code? I don't think so. Nope, it's just regular VWAP. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's different for my VWAPs from others. I've just been using this for forever now. And if I use the regular VWAP from TradingView, and then anchor that to, well, oh wait, my VWAP is overnight VWAP. I'm anchored to the start of the trading session. Is this, let's see. Yeah, this is the regular VWAP. This is the same one. Yep, same VWAP as TradingView. Yeah, 658, 25, 658. Yep, I have the same one. These dotted lines are just my unmitigated VWAP level lines. I know I've talked about this again and again and again, but essentially I take the VWAP, the value that's there at the close of the session, whatever that is. It could be session, it could be the day, it could be 15 minutes, whatever. And then if that level has not been mitigated, I draw a line from there. And then those levels have often been support and resistance zones that I follow. Especially useful in the 15-minute as the price bounces around. So for example, over here, this bounce, the price went up and came down and bounced off this blue line, which is my daily unmitigated VWAP level. And that's exactly from where we bounced off. And these sort of things happen again and again. Then these 15-minute VWAP levels sort of call the price. So you'll see over here on the same example, the white levels, these are my 15-minute VWAPs. Unmitigated VWAP levels, and you see that after the trend, after the impulse finished, it came and revisited each one of these levels, and it came almost down, like the wick came almost down to this level. So it gives me an idea of how far price can go. So that's why I use the 15-minute VWAPs on the NASDAQ. All right, we're still middling here. All right, let me get a different beat. Anyone else in the trade? It's pretty flat. No, Bitcoin, don't fall, don't fall. Ah, giving up the ghost. All right, so just as a reminder, my automated strategies are set up here. I have alerts set up for my strategy. So just within the alert system on TradingView, in my message, I have the placeholders, the JSON message that I need to execute the trade. So telling them what ticker I'm using. Obviously, I am hard coding in the ticker for this contract, so I don't accidentally trade a different contract. And then the action parameters, quantity, all that I send over to a webhook. So this is my webhook for Traders Post that I put a webhook URL. Then on the Traders Post site, in my dashboard, I have a strategy set up for this. So this is my scalping strategy for Bitcoin. And then when my signals come in, they get executed at Topstep, which I have connected through a subscription to that strategy. So in my subscription, I have my scalping, which is connected and online. If I don't want it to be online, I can just disable it over here for the subscription for that particular broker, or on the strategy level, I can disable it over here. And of course, I could just pause the signal if I don't want that to happen there anymore. But since I want my strategy to trade 24/7, I leave it on. So the only time I don't have any trades is when the futures market is closed. All right, we swept a low from yesterday, 1245. No trade for me yet. Took some BTC crypto earlier. All right, Benjamin, yeah. I'm finding that Bitcoin's the only crypto I really feel like trading. Not only because it's futures here and I have crypto futures myself, but I don't know what's going on in the rest of the crypto space, but there seems to be no enthusiasm there. So I don't know where the big money is. The days of just pouring my funds into Elon Coin or Shiba Inu or SafeMoon or whatever and making 100,000x seems to be gone. But then I'm also not chasing that sort of thing. All right. Threading the needle, folks. Generally speaking, I see a trend happen in either at 10 o'clock or at 12 o'clock. So I don't generally like to take big swings until then. But currently I don't have a trend following strategy to stood up. I have to do it at some point, but I can't be long and short the same asset at the same time. So I'm not sure how to go about doing that. I was like, oh, let me put up a strategy on ES or let me put a strategy on gold. But I don't know those assets as well as I know NASDAQ and Bitcoin. So I feel nervous about risking accounts on that. Yeah, you're right, Benjamin. Those are meme coins. The stable ones of BTC, ETH, Sol, AVAX, Link. I'm surprised Cardano's not in there, but I get it. Yeah, I just don't know enough about what's going on there. When I go take a look at what's going on in the space for crypto, like there's a bunch of changes happening for ETH, Sol. I'm not sure where the life is. AVAX, I know there's partnerships and deals happening. I know Link is beloved by many. I just don't know the idiosyncratic risks in those assets. So if I'm going to be trading X leverage on Bitcoin on crypto perps, then I want to use Bitcoin. And if I'm going to be trading futures, well, I'd rather deal with the Bitcoin futures as opposed to Ethereum futures or anything like that. I just don't like being in multiple things at once. I find it confusing. Wait, MGC is cheaper than MNQ? I did not know that. Then yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a look at that. What's going on there? What's going on with gold? That's a nice bounce off of VWAP on gold there. All right. All right, just watch the charts. I get it. I totally understand. I'm gonna get stopped out of that trade. Where am I there? I'm at negative 78. I do a negative RR strategy, which I never thought about as negative RR, just have enough room in the trade. So I default super, negative RR, but I haven't tried super negative RR yet. Well, let me ask. We got it backwards. Is MGC cheaper to trade than NMQ? Which one has, what's the dollar amount for every point value? I said that all weird, but who cares? Let's see what AI says. I should use Claude Code for this stuff. It's so much faster, and I pay quite a bit of money for it. Why do I have this set up? I should switch to Claude. Oh, that's why, because it ChatGPT remembers all my conversations. That's what I like. No real direction. Wow, that's taking a long time for that search. Oh, I'm on the thinking model. That's why. All right, that's way too much information. Pass on that. Down 88 on my Bitcoin long. Min Track says, when trading via Traders Pulse, is there a clear difference between trading stocks versus futures? No, I haven't seen any difference at all. The differences usually come into the broker endpoint you're dealing with. So some brokers have take profit stop losses. Other ones have different types of risk management happening at that point. So that's the only changes. But in the back end of Traders Pulse, it's the same. Whether you're trading futures or stocks, it's the same sort of subscription details you'll see. Well, actually, this did this all night. So because I got into a long at 250, and it's just been chop since there. No big move, no decisive move. But if it's going to happen, you'd imagine it's going to happen here at the beginning of the session. Oh, I should mention. Oh my God, I saw this amazing interview with Karsan on Thought Money this week. My God, it was just absolutely unbelievably informative. Kem is really becoming. He's such a helpful voice in the space, and whether you agree with him or disagree with him, he really lays out the macro levels that he's seeing, the dynamics that he's seeing within markets, and when certain things happen in markets, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that's what Kem was talking about. But this interview he did was just unbelievable. Let me put it in the chat. Let's see here. Yeah, so it's the Kem Karsan interview with Adam Taggart. So what he talks about there is that I don't know if you want to. I don't know if I can do it justice, but the idea that in a regime we've been used to 15, 20 years of zero interest rate policy, and that what's going to come in the future is something completely different. that just buying and hold is not going to work, buying the dip is not going to work, and you're going to have to be far more, it's more of a trader's market, and you have to look at opportunities elsewhere. And one of those things he talks about is diversification, one of the easiest ways in order to prepare for the new regime. And he talks about diversification even as far as strategies are concerned. So having multiple strategies even are themselves a diversification from assets, because something that is an asset is itself correlated with other assets in that they are assets. And so you can have multiple different strategies within a portfolio that help bounce off each other. So if one falls 10%, the other one could go up 10%, that sort of thing. And then obviously these home runs can happen in areas that we're not normally used to, because we're used to growth outperforming everything in a zero interest rate policy world. So if that's not going to be the case, then we have to look elsewhere. Value stocks, a narrative plays, event-driven, volatility space, that sort of thing. And so it really gave me an extra perk to be like, oh, we need to have a service like Trader's Post is even more valuable because you need to be able to run multiple different strategies. You can run them yourself. You can manage your own portfolio and manage your wealth in a more interesting and dynamic way. It's a trader's world. So I think I'm going to clip out that video and post it on the Trader's Post X account so you guys can see what it was, because it was just a fantastic interview front to back. I think my chat has stopped working. All right, well, it's not much movement here. So this has been fun. I guess I'll give it another couple of minutes and then we're gonna call it quits for today. It's Christmas season. You guys got other things to do. Totally understand, but so happy to have you guys here. But if the market's not gonna move, can't be forced in a trade. All right. Come on, we're oscillating around VWAP on Bitcoin. Just rock it up. Give me my $100 and let me move on with my life. You can go look for shorts if you're gonna fall. One thing is great, when my automated strategy is in a trade, then I don't have any FOMO. Whether it's going to succeed or not, I'm in a trade, so I can just rinse my hands of it. There's no other trade I can take. There's no button mashing I can do because the trade's already on. So the fact that I was in a trade all night, like there were times I would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would go and trade before going back to bed. And now I don't have to do that because my strategy is already doing it. All right, we have 1 minute left for the close of this 5-minute candle. Let's see what that does. News in 6 minutes, Benjamin Blue says. Price action is terrible today, yeah. Probably will move after JOLTS news. Right, the jobs data was coming up. So let's see. That's true, I was looking at that this morning, the JOLTS news. All right, well, let's give it the 5 minutes and see. Meanwhile, let me go take a look at... Yeah, so this strategy would have taken a short here. The midnight VWAP would have taken a short. I've been building out this new strategy on Bitcoin. It also seems promising. I'll take a look at that tonight. Well, with the way this is going, I would imagine we are going to fall pretty hard once that number comes out at 5 o'clock. I always assume that the information is leaked. I can't imagine that such valuable information is not leaked and that market participants don't do what they need to do. in order to position themselves accordingly. I used to work for Equifax, the credit bureau, years and years and years and years ago, and there were people standing out front in the bushes on the side when you would go out for a smoke break or something like that, offering you all kinds of money in order to get people's credit card information, credit card numbers. If they're going to do that at Equifax, I can't imagine jobs number and CPI information isn't being paid for. But then I love conspiracies, so what are you going to do? All right, less than 4 minutes for the JOLTS numbers. Do we miss Mike? We certainly do. The look in Mike's eyes when he's looking at price action reminds me of how I feel when I am about to change my life for the better. It's so hopeful. It's you know, when I used to do stand-up comedy, I used to go on stage. That moment right before I'm going to go on stage is the look that Mike has when he's trading. Just this hope, just this focus. So fun. I love conspiracies, Benjamin says. Great. I think that was the first question Peter and I asked traders. I want to know what everyone's what conspiracies you believe in. That's what I'm always interested in. The people who don't believe in any conspiracies at all, that I find to be crazy, given the fact that plenty of conspiracies are known about. I mean, it's a crime, for crying out loud. Conspiracy is a crime, so it happens. But I love to see what conspiracies people believe, why they don't believe it, and what actually catches them. I have some. Do you have any favorite ones here? You don't have to out yourself, Benjamin Blue, but you have any favorite conspiracies? I'd love to hear it. Where is Mike? Is he in jail again? He's not in jail. He's taking some well-needed time off for today. He will be back tomorrow, though. Don't worry about it. It's funny. Mike's schedule is so full. I've rarely seen someone's schedule so busy. Bigfoot is real. So I do like the Bigfoot one, but then if I'm going to go Bigfoot, if I'm going to go Bigfoot conspiracy, I'm going to go straight to giants. I want giants, that giants are real. Or the giants were real, or whatever you want to go with. I like that more than the Bigfoot one. My favorite part of the Bigfoot one is that people say, it's been said that Bigfoot is, that those are the real native humans on the planet, and that we're genetically modified by the Anunnaki, and so which is why we don't fit into nature over here. But that's a whole other thing. Let's not get into the Bigfoot stuff for the non-Bigfoot people out there. My favorite conspiracy of all time is Flat Earth. That's, to me, is the most entertaining, the most meat on the bone, the most fanatics on both sides. I just absolutely love it. My favorite conspiracies are conspiracies that don't matter to my daily life, I mean. All right, we have 45 seconds until the close of the candle. So exciting. What's going to happen? Giants were real. Ever heard of the Malta conspiracies? No. What is the Malta conspiracy? Ooh. Oops. Oh, we're getting a bounce up. What's happening here? 5 seconds to launch. What are the numbers going to be? $10 Previous is 7.227 million. Forecast 7.2 million. Is that number going up or down? Hey. Oh, money laundering. Right, right. Interesting. No, I would have to take a look at the Malta conspiracies. All right, U.S. leading index came in, but we don't see the JOLTS numbers. Where are the JOLTS numbers? Let's see what CNBC has to say. Does, when in doubt, jump into the TradingView chat. Zero reaction to JOLTS. Blah blah blah. Where is JOLTS? Don't see any information. Bitcoin is moving up. JOLTS openings for October, 7.67 million. So better jobs. Wait, do we want good news or bad news on this? I forget. I always forget what regime we're in. Is good news, bad news, bad news? Or is it the opposite? Well, didn't react much. Yes, Benjamin Blue, I won't get the story right for conspiracies from AI. Totally get that. I would just like to see what the system wants me to believe first. Oh, look at that. Go ahead, Bitcoin. Move up, buddy. Move up. Give me that win. There we go. There's my profit. Made my $100 and I'm happy. Oh, so happy. So the trade came through. Wait, did the signal actually send through yet? Okay, order filled. So that worked. So that means my strategy came through over here. My scalping signals came through. It went flat and I made $100, $101 on that. Perfect. Let me just confirm in Topstep. That cleared 101. Fantastic. System works. It works. All right. Well, I'm pretty happy about that. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Oh, wait. Ventura has a question here. You might already have answered my question. Is that brand of tactile keyboard you use? I'm at work. I might not have heard it earlier. The keyboard I'm using is a Keychron V10 Alice layout keyboard. I love it. It's fantastic. I have all kinds of other ones. I have the Newfie one. I have different layouts, but this is the one I like the most with brown switches. So I love the tactile switches. What else do I have inside of it? There's no foam. I didn't do any of that yet. But that's the keyboard that I have. I want to get the Digma 2 Raise. I want the split keyboard, but one crazy purchase at a time. All right, guys, that's going to be it today for Price Action Live. We're going to be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. for even more price action trading. We'll see. We're in the land of volatility, populist uprising, options markets moving everything, and crypto not making all-time highs when we expect it to be. The world's upside down, folks. The world is topsy-turvy. We're going to be back later on today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for office hours, where we're going to go over any questions you submit, feature requests, things that that you want to see on Traders Post. But until then, we wish you, as always, happy trading. Bye, everyone. Bye, Ventura.